Good morning, guys. Today's problem statement is maximum sum of hourglass. So, what is an hourglass? So, if you know an hourglass, like in the old times, there used to be a glass object which is used to measure time, right? So, there used to be sand filled on top of the sand filled on top of the glass, and there's a small pinhole through which the sand travels, and it fills the bottom half. So, similarly, we have to see whether such a matrix exists where there is only elements present on the top of the like elements present from the top to the center, leaving the center row, and again from the center to the bottom, right? So you can see given a two integer n and m, which is the rows and columns, and of a 2D matrix mat and dimensions nxm, the task is to find the minimum sum of an hourglass. An hourglass is defined as a part of the matrix with the form A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So you can see if you're given a matrix 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you have to print the maximum sum of the elements which make the hour graph. So if you see 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 plus 5 is 11, and 11 plus 7 is 11 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 makes 35. So what are these elements? These elements are those elements which are the top elements, the middle one, and the bottom elements. So that's how an hourglass is made. And if you see there are two rows, then you can't make an hourglass possible, because there is possibly no possibility of making an hourglass because there's no middle row present, right? So let's solve this. We are given a function int max sum, int n. Okay, so let's make a value max sum equals to uh, integer integer dot min. What was that? Int, what it is saying, you have to take. There was another thing. Maximum sum of integer. Let me just check the integer dot min underscore value. So integer dot min underscore value. Yeah. So next I have to traverse through the loop, right? So for int I equals 0, I less than for n minus 1 for the rows, I plus plus for int int j equals 0, j less than, say, m minus 1 and j plus plus. So we have traversed through. Next, what we're going to do is, just a second, connect my charger. Laptop is getting out of charge and stuff, but we're going to do the work. Yeah. Now we're going to pass an if statement. I have written the if statement to save some time. Yeah. So the if statement is like this, that if the I plus 1 is less than n. So what is the I plus 1? I plus 1 is the next element or the adjacent element, and I minus 1. I minus 1 is the previous element, right? So like the previous element is greater than equals to 0. Yes, it has to be greater than equals to 0, and it has to be less than n, right? And j plus 1 is also the rows. So value of the row columns. J plus 1 is the columns. Columns has to be lesser than the size of the columns. Yes, and columns value should also be greater than elements. Index value of the column should be greater than 0, right? Next, what we're going to do is we are going to calculate the sum, right? So when we are calculating the sum, you can see very clearly. Yeah, this is the method we have written for calculating the sum. So mat of I and j is the first row comma column. I minus 1 and j is basically saying that the column will be fixed and the row is changing, and the I minus 1 is the previous element, it will keep on moving. Similarly, column will be same. I plus 1 means it is moving towards the next elements. Similarly, I minus 1, j minus 1 is basically saying the possibility where row and column both are moving. I minus 1, j plus 1, row is fixed and column is moving. I plus 1 and j minus 1 is signifying that rows is moving towards rows are moving and columns are decreasing, right? So this is the condition of the hourglass. And mat of I plus 1 and j plus 1 is also saying that both are moving simultaneously. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we have to say max sum. Okay, so we can we have already stored the max sum variable, right? So what we can do is max sum equals to math dot max of sum comma sum, if a condition like that exists. Okay, so over here it will be max sum. So that was our, I guess the maximum sum. After that we are going to return the integer dot max value, this value. So this will be just, so the code is nothing, it's not a big code, but you have to understand how you're calculating the hourglass. So let's check the variables. This is max sum. Okay, This is maximum, okay, and the sum is also taken over here. The sum equals to minus. Okay. Let's compile. Oops, there's one error. Sorry. Let's compile. Let's submit. So we have successfully completed the maximum hourglass problem, and we are looking forward to see you in our next video. Let me just put the comments over here. Over here denotes maximum sum, denotes rows movement, denotes, sorry, this denotes alls movement. Since it is saying maximum sum, whenever you will see maximum sum, I have told you have to take the complementary value, which is showing the min value, integer.min. So if I plus 1, so if I want to, I can give the comments for each of them. So I will give I plus 1 equals to next element, comma, I minus 1 equals to previous element, comma, j plus 1 equals to next row, next element, index in rows, in rows, in columns, j minus 1 equals to previous element, index in columns. So also in the if condition, what I can see, these are the constraints, and sum is mat of I and j. I minus 1 I have already told. What is mat? Mat is the given matrix. So I can write mat is the given matrix. Integer dot mean value minus 1, because you can see why minus 1 is I have written. It is saying if there is no hourglass, it returns minus 1. So if there is no hourglass, it will return minus 1. Okay. So I hope you liked today's problem. We are looking forward to solving more problems. Thank you.